#1 most common beginner grower mistakes. It was definitely mine. 5 years later, it like still is one of the things that I struggle with sometimes, if I'm completely honest with you. Just nailing it just right is really difficult for me sometimes. And that's okay, but that's why we're making this video. So let's chat about overwatering, underwatering, the effects that it has on our plants, and the proper way that we should be watering. I feel that a lot of the plants that I see on social media that are stunted and really small, and they're in, pretty good sized pots, 3, 5, 10-gallon pots. I feel that it's done from overwatering. That's not to bag on anyone. We all have to go through a learning curve with whatever it is, whether it's growing plants or becoming a chef or whatever it is that you do. Like, you got to get in there and do it, and there's going to be a learning curve. This usually happens when you water too often, although it can happen when you water too much, but that's kind of tricky to talk about. But in my opinion, anyways, overwatering usually happens when people are watering too often. Their soil doesn't need to be watered yet, but they go ahead and they water anyways. It can also happen if you've got poor draining soil. So you might water, maybe you water enough, a decent amount, not too much, not too little. But if you've got poor draining soil or a grow medium that
Should we roll up another one right now? Yes.
it's kind of just
Yes,
like
we should.
muddy clay, that's going to definitely cause some issues. Stuff like that, first of all, takes forever to dry out. There's no air or oxygen in there. There's no aeration from your perlite or rice holes or anything like that. And your roots are really going to have a hard time growing in that anyways. To be honest with you, I don't even think the seedling would end up surviving and getting out of the seedling stage in soil like that. It'll probably end up dampening off, which is actually another subject, a different video to make. But keep in mind that the root zone, realistically, it needs to fluctuate between being wet and being lightly moist. And I say lightly moist because we don't ever really want to let the soil completely dry out. Like, that's not good either. We'll talk about that in a minute when we talk about underwatering. But you also, you want to make sure that you're giving your soil a chance to receive water and then begin to kind of dry out a little bit, and then receive more water and dry out a little bit. Realistically, as far as I know, that's kind of what you want to do and what you want to mimic. What does overwatering look like? Well, a good way to tell, a telltale sign everybody knows about, is when the stem itself is still stiff, but the leaf is like droopy. So let's say my arm is the stem and like my hand is the leaf. It just kind of looks like this, you know? As opposed to when you underwater, the whole entire stem, tends to kind of like bow down with the leaf. It can also cause spots and deficiencies in your leaves too. I've had that before. The important thing to keep in mind is that if you continue to overwater that plant, it can actually end up causing root rot, which you don't want. It's just going to pretty much ruin your grow. The leaves start to get all twisted and weird looking, and some of the newer growth and the older leaves, like, they can look really necrotic and weird, and your soil can begin to smell foul, and it's just a recipe for disaster. There's all kinds of bad bacteria and stuff, really, that's growing in that stagnant area of water with no oxygen, and we just want to stay away from that as much as we can. So if you're in soil or a potting soil, the general rule of thumb is to water your plant and then wait until the top inch of your soil is dry, or if you were to stick your finger into the soil, if up to your first knuckle is dry. That's the general rule of thumb. Others like to use the weight method by lifting the pot and just feeling how heavy it is. That's what I personally like to do these days. That's something that you more kind of have to practice and get the hang of, and it's more of an intuition. It's more of just a knowing that it needs to be watered. So yeah, just keep an eye on it, man. Just keep an eye on that top inch layer of your potting soil, and if you're unsure, if you go and you're like, well, it's kind of damp a little bit, but I don't know, is it dry, and what's considered dry, and if you're unsure, just wait a few hours, and go check back and see if your plant still looks good, and if the leaves are looking good and they're healthy, then maybe just wait a little bit longer and just wait until the top inch of that soil is pretty dry. And if you do end up overwatering, man, don't freak out. Just set your plant aside, allow it to dry. The plant's going to take up some of that water. Some of that water is just going to evaporate into the air, especially if you're in a fabric pot. Another thing you can do if you're in a fabric pot and your soil is totally saturated and overwatered is you can set it on top of like a folded towel and allow that towel to draw some of the moisture out of your pot. I've done that before. I've also set like, a fan or two up and just blew it on the sides of the fabric pot just to create some airflow and try to dry out some of that soil a little bit. So there's a couple of things you can do if you overwater, but mostly just let it dry out, man. When you get to the top inch of that soil being dry, then just go ahead and water again. Underwatering your plants can cause issues as well. Similar to overwatering, you're going to see your leaves droop, but the stems are also going to droop with it. And obviously, if you look down, your soil is going to look bone dry, especially from the top. If your plant is so underwater that your leaves and your stems are drooping, then that soil is going to be dry. And if it's not, then it's not underwater. So it's actually pretty simple to tell. The leaves also feel like thin and kind of papery. Almost, they feel almost like a fake plant to me when they're underwater. If left too long and you don't water, your leaves can actually start to yellow. The tips can start to look burnt, especially if there's any salts that are drying up in the soil. It can even show signs of deficiencies. So again, when the top inch of the soil is dry, just go ahead and water. If you stick your finger down and it's dry like all the way up into here, then it's definitely overdue. It's definitely time to water. And when you do go to water, if you're gone for a couple of days or something, things happen, man. Like when you come back and it's like they're just wilted. I had one time when I was camping and I left my plants and I thought they were dead. And I came back and I thought they were dead, man. And I watered them, and within a few hours they perked back up and they lived. I mean, they were stressed, but they lived.
We can't do
When
that.
you do go to water and your soil is bone dry, I personally suggest watering it slow, right? Like imagine a rain coming, right? Like when it rains, it doesn't just dump 2 gallons of water into your pot, fill up the top, and just let it all gush down. Like water it a little and allow that water to kind of work its way down, and then water a little more and allow that water to kind of soak in. You want to allow all that soil to kind of soak up that water. If you just dump water in there, what's going to happen is it's just going to end up running through channels or create channels in your soil.
Get the fuck
and
out of
might
here.
not saturate all of your medium. So I personally suggest
Everybody on a
watering
bandwagon?
again. Just try to think of like mimicking a rainfall, where it's kind of it waters and it just slowly kind of seeps down into the soil. Some other general tips on watering: if you're in an organic potting soil or like a super soil or a living soil, I would definitely try to water just enough to get the soil wet and saturated, but not to really have any runoff. You don't really want to flush out or run off any microbes or nutrients that are in your soil. But you want to water just enough to kind of allow that water to soak and seep down into the bottom, but not really come gushing out and have a bunch of runoff as if you were growing synthetically. Now, if you are growing
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and the very wonderful AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. Brett Maher has this one teed up, and we are underway here at AT&T Stadium. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. They'll start the drive with Harris. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And they'll work this down inside the 30. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw, Pickett. Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens. And he's going to get this down near the 25. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Miles Boykin, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Steelers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Those are the drives that prove a lot. You got a rookie quarterback, Charles. You're on the road, takes him down, throws the touchdown pass.
And in a game like this, with, as you described, a rookie quarterback, the team usually says, okay, we got to take care of this guy. We got to protect him. But when he goes out and plays like this on the first drive on the road, he doesn't have to say, I'm here to be your leader. They just need to follow him.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 11. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And some room to roam now. That one 28 yards on the ground. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 sets, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
Get some rush play, boy.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Up the middle, here's Elliott. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 13 yards and a 1st down, Cowboys. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he works free. And down inside the 15 he goes. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 71 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Partner, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and 1st down. Simply put, you've got to put up more of a fight defending the middle. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
Elliott.
Yep,
Will take this into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. So a great second effort there as he's able to stay upright and get into the end zone.
I think not just a second effort. I think a 3rd effort was what got him in. Maybe possibly even a 4th.
Yeah, whatever it was, he was not going to be denied. Brett Maher on for the extra point.
Mid blitz. You call it mid blitz.
It's
They
up
tackle
and
him.
going. We're tied at 7 here in quarter
You
number
might
2.
have some DBs or something up there, but you should have had some linebackers. It's Madden, man. You know how Madden do.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
I kept hitting that X button too.
Take
I
it
was
at the
almost about to
15,
do
a
that.
short kick. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Pickett. That'll be caught. It's Steven Sims. And he'll be brought down at the 27. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Pickett now on 1st down. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he's going to get this down near the 25. To throw again on second down. Pickett, quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force incompletion. And now since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold him to 3. Now Pickett on fourth down. That's to his running back complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on fourth. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Pickett to throw on first down. Finds Pickens outright. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop it right around the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and goal. Pickett, throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And in for the Steelers, touchdown. Najee Harris, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Steelers have moved out in front. Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top 2 options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route and worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? What a lot of offenses say, touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get one look, and they make their decision off of that. He went through 3. That was impressive.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
To the air on first down with Pickett. That's caught by Sims. Touchdown!
Wow, good shit.
Steven Sims, 38 yards. And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. And he pushed it right. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it. Down by 2 scores. He rifles one that's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times. Hoping
pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
Room here to run. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
On second down, Elliott once more. And he's got room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 113 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Pollard going to try the right side. Down at the 25.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Inside give to Elliott. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
A first down carry by Elliott.
Block. God damn it,
Cameron
man.
Hayward getting upfield to make the stop.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Now on 2nd and 13, Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Noah Brown, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
It's complete. And he will get into the end zone, and the two-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
On 2nd and inches, Pickett, there's a nice move. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
It's a gain of 3. First down, Steelers.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. First and 10, here's Pickett. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Pickett sets up play action.
Oh, come on,
He
catch that
backs
shit.
it away, and it falls down incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. He's got room at the 30. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Deontay Johnson, 62 yards. And the Steelers use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now.
Steelers 30, Cowboys 15. Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And Prescott, his third interception. William Jackson with a
Good game, man.
cannabis responds to this. In our studies, we can push them even higher than this. We've never gone to 2,000, but we've gone close to it. We've gone to 1,800 up to where we've gotten this number close to 60. Outside in the summer, under full sunlight, on sunny days, DLI can get to 60 moles per meter square per day. That's an incredible DLI. Cannabis grows outside in full sunlight, and it loves it. It responds to it. So you can run the DLI up extremely high. Now, how low can you go? Well, here'd be 500. And you see the point here. There's some diminishing returns. It's still, the line still goes up, but it's curving over. So 2,000 doesn't give us twice the yield of 1,000, but it's still higher. So we keep raising this. It'll be 500 right here. But the point is, you've got to get this. You've got to know this input to have reproducible studies, and to get it, you need to measure it. Let's take a second to look at review some of the instruments that Apogee uses. All of them are a little sensor here. The quantum sensor is blue. That's the one we used a minute ago to measure these. This one plugs right in to a laptop. There's a USB cable, and it can